Hi, I'm Erin Birch. I'm the founder of the Birch Method. My clients call me the Body Whisperer. And I'm here today to talk to you about knees. Why knees? Well, honestly, it's one of the more important joints in our bodies because when your knees hurt, I gotta tell you, there's a lot of things you can't do comfortably, like go up and down stairs or walk or hike or run or bike, or there's just a plethora of things that you need your knees for. So knee health is really super important. You can't bend down, you can't get up. So knees and the overall scheme of health, super, super important. So the Buddha had a quote that says, "To keep the body in good health is a duty." And so what can we learn about the knees today? Well, I have my friend here, Nick, and he's no dummy, but I wanted to share with you a little bit about some anatomy and some specific things about the knees, and then also some tips that you can take from today to make your knees feel better in the long run and in the short run. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. In terms of anatomy, the body is amazing. It really is. It's very, very specific. I'm going to wrap myself around here, right through his rib cage. So the body is very specific, and this upper bone is called the femur, and it's contributes to both the knee joint and the hip joint. And the lower leg here has two bones. It's the tibia, which is the larger bone, which articulates with the knee, and the fibula, which is the smaller bone. And the bottom of the femur has these rounded aspects here, and those rounded aspects actually go into the top side of the tibia, which has a similar kind of, but opposite in a way, kind of surface. So there's convex here, and then there's concave here, and a lot of the joints in the body are actually like that. And so when these two pieces articulate or move as what they call a joint articulates, which is interesting because it means to speak, right? So articulation is our bodies speaking. When these two articulate, you can see that it's actually quite remarkable in that they're sort of puzzle pieces that go together. And those puzzle pieces are really important. Now, the knee is considered to be a hinge joint. A hinge joint means, like a door, that it only opens in one direction. Just like a door. You wouldn't want to go to a door and try to wrestle it open by not using the actual axis of the movement. And yet that's what people do with their knees all the time. So the knee joint has a very, very specific axis. It doesn't like rotational forces. And you can see, let's see if I can bring this even a little bit closer, that this actually moves in a very specific way. And if I start to rotate one bone or the other, it's offline. And that's why it's very important to use your knees appropriately. So they're like puzzle pieces. I'm going to give another demonstration here with my knuckles. You can see that here they sort of line up. But if I torque, or if I turn one or both of the surfaces, then I've got a problem in terms of the axis. It doesn't actually fit then like a puzzle piece. The body's very, very specific. It likes to do what it likes to do, and a hinge joint is extremely that way. So it doesn't like rotational forces. It doesn't like turning and twisting. Also, the knee joint gets caught, because it's a simple joint, it only moves in one direction. It gets caught sometimes in the crossfire between the hip and the ankle and the foot. And you can kind of see that happening just in terms of where it's located. So if it only likes specific movement and a very specific axis, it's sort of like when you fold a piece of paper, and it only wants to fold in one place. Let's say you're doing origami. So the origami has to fold according to a design, otherwise the end result is less than perfect. The better you are at folding on the specific points that you're of the design, the better the overall outcome, and the knee is exactly that way. When you fold the knee the way that it was designed to fold on the specific axis, you get a very good result. It feels good. It'll stay that way for a very, very long time. Now, here's some tips. The way some people stand is they stand with their feet not parallel. A lot of people I observe stand with their feet pointing out. Now, here's a question for you. Why would you have your feet pointed in a different direction than you're going? Because most people want to go straight ahead if they're facing in that direction, and yet their feet are facing in another direction. I think that's kind of strange. So when your feet are pointed out in that direction, then you're giving your knees a torsional force or a rotational force that they're not that happy with. Now, maybe you don't have pain right now, but it's an irritation to the joint long term. You want to take care of your knees for life because, like I said, there's a lot of activities that if they hurt, it's a problem. The other thing too is that you want to fold them very specifically. Find out when your feet are parallel, fold them exactly where they're meant to fold, and that will make them feel a lot better. It's actually a way you can treat knee pain, is just to find the alignment and then reinforce that alignment. Now, and also the other thing that you want to do is you want to attend to any hip or any ankle issues. Interestingly, or foot issues. Interestingly, ankle sprains, in my opinion, are the most undertreated injury that there is. Most doctors disregard ankle sprains in terms of what actually happens. I'll talk about that in a future episode because I think there's a lot to say around ankle sprains. But I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what knees are, what they're about, what they like, how they like to be treated, and what you can do. One of the things you can do right now, start aligning your feet in relationship to your hips and your feet and your knees. And keep in mind that they like to be folded very specifically. Start paying attention to how they feel. Your knees are very important. You want to keep them for life. So I am just here to remind you, I'm Erin Birch, and the future of your body starts now. Don't forget to download the cheat sheet that I have above, and please, if you like this video, like it, and if you love it, then share it now.